Grants for the month of July. Happy Independence Day. So this month, we have several six-figure grants up to $100,000 each. Grants for all 50 states and a new grant source with 535 active grants. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate income, grants, and credit. So if you'd like to know what these new grants are for the month of July, those that are expiring that need to apply now, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So we're going to be sharing with you new grants every month, from transportation grants, to startup grants, to self-employed grants, to SBA grants, to financial assistance grants, to multi-year grants, and much more. And we're going to be updating our calendar section at my website, AskRinde.com, and you can view our calendar section for the latest updates on grants. Also, our all-in-one grants masterclass is now open. So if you'd like to know how to get grants for your transportation business, for your e-commerce business, and how to properly set up your business to be able to receive grants on an ongoing basis, make sure you join us for our all-in-one grants masterclass by going to my website, AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. Number 1, Instagram grants. $100,000 in grants. So Instagram just recently announced its new Black Visionaries grant program. So this is a grant program in partnership with Brooklyn Museum and Antoine Sargent, the program's curator. Now the focus on this grant program is to actually help Black-led small businesses with getting access to grants in order to be able to expand and sustain past the pandemic. Now Instagram has acknowledged that Black creators have created a significant impact on their platforms and created substantial communities in their platforms, contributing to their success. So they've actually allocated and set aside $650,000 in grants for Black-owned and Black-led businesses, also focused on art and design. So there are two segments of this grant. For the Black Visionaries grant, there's $500,000 grants that will be given out to Black-led businesses. Now the application process for this program is guarded. So in order to access the grant website, you have to accept their program's terms and conditions. So to qualify and to apply for this grant, these are the following criteria. Number 1, all 50 states including DC can apply for this grant. So if your business is in any state, you should be applying for this grant. So this is not segmented or earmarked for any particular area. It's not location specific, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. Number 2, your business must not have been in business for more than 10 years as of June of 2022. Number 3, your business must have between 3 and 5 employees. Now these are outside of remote workers and also freelancers. Number 4, your business must have a Black-led owner. Number 5, you must have a public Instagram account. So the application process for this grant opened up on June 28th, and the deadline to apply is July 29th. So you can get more information and start the process of applying for this grant by going directly to their website at http://blackvisionaries. Number 2, Providence, Rhode Island, $2,500 in grants. So in October of 2021, the city of Providence launched their small business grant program. Now this is a $7 million grant program using ARPA funds meant to help small businesses in the local area. Now when they instituted the program, they actually put certain stringent requirements in place, including a tangible tax requirement, which implied that applicants and businesses that were going for this grant would have to meet a $5,000 tangible asset minimum, which most businesses were not able to. So because of that rule, it actually excluded a lot of businesses, and they just simply did not apply for the grant, which left a large amount of the money available, over $6 million available, still remaining for this actual grant program that has to be administered in early July. So the money has to be spent, and they've made the requirements much easier. So the new rules means automatic approval. So businesses that previously applied are automatically going to be approved for this grant, and businesses that are going for the grant or looking to apply for the grant, they have a highest chance of being automatically approved. Again, they have to spend all this money before the program deadline, and the deadline for this program is July 1st. So if you're going to be applying for this grant, or you're considering it, if you're in that location, you need to apply right away. So to qualify, one of the criteria is that you must be located in Providence. They actually have other grant program criteria that you'll need to apply for the grant. And you can get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to their website at pvdrescueplan.com/apply. Number 3, Diverse ERIE grant. $100,000 to $500,000 in grants. So the Erie County Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Commission just recently announced its new grant program called the Generational Impact Grant Program. Now this program was unanimously approved, and it's meant to help small business owners in Erie County, Black and people of color, with capital projects that have a long-lasting impact. So this is why I always stress to you all that it's important as a business to be able to be properly set up, which will include having vision and also strategy. And that's where these type of grants are going towards. They're going to businesses that have a vision, that have a strategy in order to be able to have a long-lasting impact. Most grant sources want to actually give towards movement. They want to give towards growth. So it's important for you to actually have that vision and that strategy as a part of your business and be properly set up in order to be able to receive the grant and also grow it. You want to make sure that you're actually growing from your grant cycles. You're growing from your grant infusions into your businesses, using grants and utilizing grants as a stream of income into your business, along with sales, business credit, and all the other funding that you're having coming into your business. So for these grants, the grants can be used for legal, property acquisition, rehab and construction, engineering, and much more. The grants, however, cannot be used to be able to buy vehicles. So for these grants, you cannot use them to purchase vehicles. And the Commission is highly encouraging small businesses that apply for and receive this grant to leverage and use the grants to be able to access more funding. That's one of the things that I always highly encourage, that you actually utilize and learn how to leverage grants in order to be able to not only get more grants, but springboard your company into the limelight for funding, because there's a lot of capital available. There's over $69 trillion in capital deployed currently, and only 1.3% is given towards Black and also minority groups. So it's important to understand that there's a wide scope of money available in the markets, in the grant world, that you can actually have access to if you're properly positioned and you have vision and strategy. So the grants for this particular grant is going to be open on July 15th. They're going to be giving more information on the grant and criteria and qualification processes for it. And you can actually get more information and apply for the grant on July 15th by going directly to their website at diverseerie.org. Number 4, Texas. Founders First CDC grant, $100,000 in grants. So Founders First CDC, the national nonprofit, just recently announced the second round of its Job Creators Quest grant program. Now, I've actually shared many times here on my channel about the Job Creators Quest grant program and how powerful it is in making impacts with businesses all around the country. Now, we previously reported on the first round, which they focused on New Jersey and Philadelphia. But for this round, they're going to be focusing on Texas. Now, just keep in mind with this particular grant program, their keen focus is on premium wage employment. So that's what the entire grant program is about. That's why it's called a Job Creators Quest grant program, because they want you to actually create jobs. So always remember with Founders First CDC, specifically this grant program, they want to make sure that you have and are ready to be able to create jobs for people. And that's really important to be able to understand that in order to get to that level, you have to have a plan. You have to make sure that your business is not only properly set up, but you're able to actually execute and perform in creating jobs for people. So they're aiming with this grant to help minority and underrepresented businesses, those who actually don't have access to capital, who have not had an opportunity in order to be able to utilize monies that infuse into their businesses to be able to expand. So there's going to be a total of $100,000 given to 30 businesses. So to qualify and apply for this grant, your business must meet the following criteria. Number 1, your business must have between 2 to 20 employees. Number 2, your business must create between 1 to 2 premium wage jobs over the next 12 months. Now, this is one of the most important criteria, as they want you to create jobs and give to the community. Number 3, your business must identify as Black owned and Black led. Number 4, your business must be located in a low to moderate income area. Number 5, your business must have revenues between $100,000 and $3 million on an annual basis. So they're going to be focusing on the following cities in Texas specifically for this grant program, and those cities include Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. So the deadline to apply for this grant is July 25th, and you can get more information and apply for this grant and start the process by going directly to their website at foundersfirstcdc.org/Texas. Number 5, Virginia. Duals Minority Small Business Grant, $2,500 in grants. So the Duals Chamber of Commerce started in June the Minority Small Business Owner Grant Program. Now, this grant program is for for-profit and small businesses located in Loudoun and Fairfax counties, Virginia. So they've acknowledged that many of these businesses have struggled or have had a hard time getting monies in order to be able to start to move their businesses forward, take advantage of opportunity, but also deal with the rising costs and expenses that it comes with running a business. So helping them to be able to get the access to capital, to keep employees hired, to keep employees recruited, and also continue to grow their businesses and support the local community. So the focus with these grants is on minority and also underserved entrepreneurs in that location. So to qualify and apply for these grants, your business must meet the following criteria. Number 1, your business must have experienced hardship. Number 2, your business must have less than 10 employees. Number 3, your business must be at least 51% minority owned. Number 4, you must write an essay, at least a minimum of 250 words, explaining how the grant will help your minority business overcome barriers. So it's very important for them to understand how you would not only use the grant, but how you actually will strategically place your business to overcome barriers in the capital markets, in getting sales for your business, etc. And number 5, they actually want you to submit 2020 and 2021 financial statements as well as tax filings. Very important for them to be able to get a snapshot of where you are and how you actually have experienced hardships by looking at your revenue snapshot. And finally, they actually want you to be able to demonstrate that you've experienced hardship. So these grants are actually being administered by America's Charities, which is actually a nonprofit in Virginia. And this is one of the reasons why I've shared with you guys many times that you have to basically align yourself with key nonprofits. Keep in mind that nonprofits are thought of as charitable organizations, so they don't have any correlation with for-profit businesses. But there are nonprofits around the country that are actually used to administer grants such as these to for-profit businesses. And by aligning yourself with these nonprofits, you actually be in position to be able to apply at the top of the heap many times when these grants become available. So the deadline to apply for this grant is July 15th. And for this $2,500 grant, the money will be sent via e-check or mail check. So you can get more information and start the process and apply for this grant before the July 15th deadline by going directly to their website at charities.org/duals chamber. Number 6, Rochester, New York, $25,000. So Monroe County is offering small businesses a new $25,000 forgivable loan. So these loans that can be converted to grants and given to small businesses can be used for everyday expenses and operational expenses, such as utilities, rent, taxes, and also mortgage payments, etc. So the funds are actually coming from HUD and a development block grant. In order to give up to $25,000 to these small businesses that can be converted from loans to grants, provided that they meet certain requirements at the time of application. So the first thing is that when you're actually applying for this specific loan, they're actually going to assign you a case manager that's going to review your entire business and look over the entire business and snapshot to approve you for the loan that can be converted to a grant. So the goal here is to actually position you to be able to get the money, and at the end of the period you can actually have the loan be forgivable. But prior to that, they want to make sure that you actually fit certain requirements, which will include, number 1, you actually need to make sure that you've filed taxes, so that they want to make sure that you're in good standing and you owe no tax and you have no bankruptcies. Number 2, they want to make sure that your business was started prior to March 27 of 2020. Number 3, you must be able to demonstrate a recovery plan. So they want to see what your recovery plan is for your business, how you plan to sustain and grow your business in spite of economic downturn and in spite of a looming recession. And number 4, they want to make sure that you're going to be able to hire one full-time employee that you'll be paying no less than $50,250 on an annual basis. So these are a few of the requirements for this forgivable loan/grant, and you can get more information and start the process if you're in this location by going directly to their website at monroecounty.gov. Number 7, Google Heroes of Small Business Grant, $10,000 in grants. So Google's presented its Heroes of Small Business Contest Grant. As I've shared previously, contest grants are some of the easiest grants to apply for. Not only is it fun, but it also is one of the easiest because the criteria level is much lower than other grants. So this is actually an excellent opportunity to be able to apply for $10,000 in grants. And the great thing about this grant program, it really is touching on the pulse of what's happening currently. There are many small businesses and entrepreneurs that are looking to try to actually continue to go against the odds. And those people, in some eyes, are considered heroes. they're certainly considered heroes to their families. And so this grant program allows you to be able to nominate a business. You can actually plug in and nominate as many businesses as you want in order to be able to have them be considered for this $10,000 grant. Now, as we know, things are changing, the economy is changing, and many people are struggling to try to figure out their way forward with their business. So this would be an excellent opportunity for not only your business to apply for this grant, but also to be able to share. The criteria to apply is pretty simple. This is open to residents of all 50 states, and you must be 18 years old to apply. Now, for the business that you're actually submitting for this particular grant, they must have less than 25 employees. They cannot have more than 25 employees. So the deadline to apply for this grant is July 5th, and the winners will be announced on July 11th. You can get more information and start the process of applying for this, which I highly encourage that everyone should apply for this grant, because you have the opportunity to not only get a $10,000 grant for the business, but also $500 for yourself in order to be able to spend. So you can actually get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to the website at smallbusiness.withgoogle.com. Number 8, New York. Trinity Wall Street grants. $23 million in grants. So Trinity Wall Street, a New York-based church and parish, recently disseminated over $23 million in grants, including housing grants, working with companies such as Unlock NYC, which focuses on affordable housing for New York residents. So this has been a game changer because they've actually helped many organizations, help people who are going through things from small businesses to personal issues. Now, one of the reasons why Trinity Wall Street makes our list is because they're one of the largest active grant sources currently, with over 535 active grants. And in 2021, they had their largest grant year ever by giving out over $46 million in grants. So this is huge, specifically if you're a small business or you're an individual and entrepreneur. And lining yourself up with an organization such as this can be a game changer for your business. Trust me, because that's what we're doing here in the local area. We're aligning ourselves with Trinity Wall Street and getting the benefits of it for our businesses. We know how to strategically place businesses with organizations that is receiving that money in order to be able to get the revenues into our business. And that's what you need to understand by aligning yourself with key organizations like this. They don't give you the grant directly, but they can give you the grant indirectly because the money has to be disseminated and utilized for purposes. Making sure that your business is properly positioned and placing yourself with organizations and aligning yourself with key organizations is how you can actually get the grants flowing into your business and benefit from that large amount of money being given out on an annual basis. So Trinity Wall Street is actually one of the game-changing organizations. Like I shared, they have over 535 current active grants. So it's actually a great source to tap into and to see where their grants money is flowing to align your business with those organizations. So you can get more information on Trinity Wall Street by going directly to their website at trinitywallstreet.org. Number 9, Wells Fargo and LISC grant. $2 million in grants. So Wells Fargo and the Local Initiative Support Corporation is launching a pilot program in order to be able to help small businesses recover. So recognizing the vulnerability of small businesses, specifically in disaster-prone areas, Wells Fargo has initiated this pilot program by giving over $2 million to the LISC Small Business Resiliency Network. So this money is actually going to be meant to be able to help these small businesses prepare for disaster, prepare for recovery, and position themselves to ultimately increase their bottom line in income and also job retention. So these grants are going to be going to business development organizations, or BDOs, and they're going to be targeting 500 businesses, specifically in the states of Alabama, Louisiana, New Jersey, New York, and Texas. So ultimately, the goal for these BDOs is to be able to position these companies and help them grow their local income. If a business is shut down because of a disaster, if a business is not prepared, they can actually be shut down and permanently closed. So this is actually a really good initiative that they've taken on. And of course, we've shared a lot about the LISC and their footprint around the country and their locations. To get more information on this grant and to connect with and locate their business development organizations, their BDOs, you can go directly to their website at lisc.org. So these are just a few of the grants for the month of July. We couldn't include all the grants around the country as we try not to keep the videos too long. But if you'd like to get our full list of grants for the month of July and thousands of other grants all around the country, make sure you go to my website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and get started today. Our resource area is bar none one of the top sources for grants, for private grants, all around the country. So you can actually go to it by going to my website at AskRinde.com, click on grants, and getting started today. Also, if you'd like to get grants for transportation, grants for e-commerce, and learn how to properly set up your business and position your business to be able to get grants consistently on an ongoing basis, make sure you join us for our all-in-one grants masterclass, now open. You can actually join our masterclass by going directly to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.